You can't cut corners with your makeup. You can't cut corners with your bikini. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot cut corners with posing. Posing is so important. I learned the hard way.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sup Talk Radio. Today is another first. I am honored to have such a wonderful guest tonight. She is a wife, a mother to a high school senior, as well as I am. And when not in the gym, finds therapy in cooking. She's competed in only 4 shows and recently won her professional pro card in the bikini division. Please welcome Catherine Vaughn. Catherine, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Catherine, so let's start off. How has life changed since now you are a pro with those big IFBB letters next to your name?
It hasn't changed much. I don't know. I feel like the same person, but it's just more so like, wow, like I did that.
Do you have more eyes on you at the gym? Are people like engaging more, or is that still the same?
That's still the same. I think, well, it's just because like when I'm at the gym, I'm in a zone, I'm doing my thing, and I think people notice that I'm in a zone. So
Okay.
like they'll speak to me, but like it wasn't a big deal, like, oh my gosh, you got your pro card. I did get a lot of congratulations though, but I mean, I don't feel like a superstar or anything like that.
Did you take the big orange card and mount it somewhere in the house, or where is that?
It's actually just laying on my dining room table. I've been trying
Oh,
to decide if I should frame it or I don't I mean, I feel like the it's in my heart.
yep.
So
But
yeah.
you see, I can already tell a couple of minutes in you're too humble. But do you have an office? I mean, you got to hang that. Come on, show with pride.
Well, I do have I don't have an office, but one of my best friend Shani, when I after I competed in my first competition, she had got me like a medal rack
Okay.
because I guess she felt like I would eventually win more medals. So I have a medal rack, and then I have my sword from the first competition I ever did,
Okay.
and the crown that I won. So I do have like a little small area
Okay.
in my bedroom, but I don't. I mean, that's all I have.
Which okay, so those 3 types of trophies, which is the nicest to you? Because again, you just said crown, you said sword, I'm sure you probably have medallions of some sort.
Yes.
Which do you like the most? Take out the show, but which do you like the most?
I would honestly have to say so. Like the sword and the crown, those are from the first competition I ever did. That was
Okay.
the regional show. That was back in 2022, and I competed in Chris Cormier Classic
Oh
here in
wow.
Wisconsin. And I would have to say that one was the most. That's probably one of the most meaningful because it really showed me what I'm capable of. Like
Sure.
if I put my mind to it, I can get it done. And I honestly I wowed myself. I didn't know what to expect,
Okay.
but it proved to me that it was like, okay, you can do this and you can be good at it.
Love it. I'm preferential to swords. I think the swords are really, really cool when I see the shows. I've won
Mhm.
plaques. I mean, I competed many years ago and I have plaques, but again, nothing compares to a sword or even obviously crown or the I guess the crown as you mentioned. That sounds neat also.
Yeah, well, I mean tiara. Let me correct
Tiara,
myself.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Same thing.
Hmm.
Catherine, let's go back. What was the genesis of getting in the gym and then obviously progressing to compete?
Well, I'm 43,
Okay.
so right before my 40th birthday, I wasn't happy in my skin. I didn't feel comfortable. I was at my heaviest, and everybody else, they looked at me, they thought I looked fine, but I was skinny fat, so like all my
Okay.
fat was like stored in my stomach and stuff. And I told myself for my 40th birthday, I wanted to do something for me. So I
Wow.
wanted to lose weight and just, tone, just tighten up. So I started working with a personal trainer who was also a prep coach. So I didn't know anything about bodybuilding, but
Yeah.
maybe like halfway into the 12-week program that I signed up for, he asked me if I ever thought about competing because my
Okay.
body was responding so well to the training and the nutrition plan. So I said, why not? I'll try it. If I like it, I like it. And if I
Yeah.
don't, I don't. So at that time, it was I started training with him May 2021.
Okay.
So I had to ask him like, well, how long do you think it would take for me to, step on the stage? Oh, next year, sometime in the spring. I said, okay. So we trained for a year, and it was literally like a 1 year transformation. May
Wow.
2022 is when I competed Chris Cormier Classic, and
Okay.
then because I did well, I qualified for nationals, and my first national show was Pittsburgh Masters.
So wait, your second show was nationals?
Yes.
Wow. Talk about trial by fire.
Yeah. So um, I don't want to like boast and brag,
Toot your
but
horn, girl. Toot it. Come on.
so when I competed in Chris Cormier, I did novice, true novice, masters 40, and then
Okay.
open.
Okay.
And I won each class, and I won the overall.
Love it. Love it.
So then my husband was like, strike the iron while it's hot. Go to nationals and just see where
Yeah.
you place, see how you do. And I was like, no, I don't think I'm ready to do nationals. I think I think I want to take a year off and grow and just like really learn how to pose.
Yep.
And he's like, no, just like you need to go. You need to see like what the judges say and everything. So my first national show, I was shocked. I placed third.
Now, I know bikini is typically a big class. I mean, what is
Yes.
that, like 20, 30 people, give or take, or more on
I
average?
think that competition, it rough estimate, it was somewhere between maybe 17 to 20.
Okay.
Hmm.
Wow. So you came in third.
Yes. And I mean, like I was so scared. And if you looked at the pictures from my first national show, you could tell that I was like really nervous.
Wow. So, okay. So go back to the original show. You win 4 divisions.
Yes.
Are you walking out with like 400 pounds of metal and all sorts of stuff? Did your husband have
Yeah.
to carry all this stuff out with you?
Yeah. I mean, thank God he drove the truck. But yeah, I mean, it was some nice prizes. So like I won a travel voucher. Shout out
Really?
to Shredded Cheddar Productions because they have some good prizes.
Okay.
So it was a $500 travel voucher to help me get to nationals.
Yep.
There was this huge, like 3-foot lion trophy.
Do you still have that one?
No, no.
Okay.
I don't have that one. And then
Okay.
there was the sword, the medals, a backpack loaded with all types of like protein,
Yep. Yep.
protein bars, protein powder, jerky, and all that. Um, I had got I earned a really cool Chris Cormier belt,
Okay.
weightlifting belt, and the ultimate prize for me was the $200 meat package. So it was just like steaks
Wow.
and it was just all type of meat. And yeah, I was like, I just want the meat package and the belt. And my husband was like, are you sure that's all you want? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, that belt is so cool, and I just want the meat package.
So were you at the day of that show, were you genuinely surprised or were you kind of like, hey, I might have this, like before they actually announced your name, the different divisions? You seem very humble. I don't see you walking in and say, oh, yep, I got this. Or maybe I'm
No,
wrong.
I was surprised. Like I was really shocked. I couldn't believe it. Like I cried on the stage, and it was the ugliest
Oh,
cry. It was so ugly, and I was like, it. But like I was totally shocked. I couldn't believe it, and it's just like I still like I look back to that, and it's just like wow, like who would have thunk it? So like
yeah.
I have a younger brother, so there's 4 of us,
Okay.
and so my oldest brother is 44. I'm 43.
Okay.
And then my youngest brother, Julian just turned 30.
Okay.
And then my sister Valerie is the baby. Valerie just turned 27. And then I also have another sister, Nikia, and Nikia just turned, I think, like 27 or 28. But my
Okay.
youngest brother, Julian, like Julian is like, man, like huge shoulders, just nice lats, tiny waist, solid hamstrings. Like you could see all the separations. So we always thought Julian would be the bodybuilder in our family. Like Julian, one day, like you're gonna step on the stage and you're gonna own it. And when he stopped working out, I started working out.
Okay.
And we never thought that I would be the one that would be the bodybuilder in our family. So that like shocked all of us.
I love it. So when you did your first prep, was it
hmm
as expected? Did you suffer? Did you enjoy it? Like what was going through the length of process there?
I didn't know what to expect. So
Okay.
I just enjoyed the process. So like,
Interesting.
yeah, I had no idea what to expect. So I enjoyed the process, like the good, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And then like the hunger pains that come along with it, like I never complained because I said this is what I want, this
Yeah.
is what I want to do. So just, you know, go through it and grow through it.
So I'm gonna put maybe your husband indirectly on the spot. When you turn to him and say, paraphrasing, honey, listen, I need to lose some weight. I'm not happy with myself. What
hmm
is his response? Is he the good husband saying, no, honey, you look beautiful, you look wonderful? Or like what is his response when you tell him you're not happy with yourself?
I mean, he thought I looked fine, but
Yeah.
he started looking for personal trainers.
For
And I
you.
said, yeah, for me. He was like,
Okay.
what about this person? What about that person? And I said, I already know who I want to train with. I'm like, there's this bodybuilder in the area, like he does personal training. And in my mind, I said, I don't want to be a bodybuilder. I just want to
Yep.
look like my own version of bodybuilder. I'm like, so that's somebody that could push me. So yeah, I trained with him for 3 years, or yeah, 3 years. And then right after earning my pro card, I started working with Andre Adams, IFBB
Okay.
Pro and Olympian. And it was just time, like my old coach, he announced that he was closing his gym and he lost his passion and everything.
Okay.
So it was just kind of one of those moments where I looked at it as like, when God closes one door, he opens another.
Yep.
And being with Andre, since it's been good, it's been positive, like his team, they welcomed me with open arms. So it was a pretty good transition.
Is Andre local or do you do everything remotely or virtual with him?
He's local.
Oh, good.
So yeah, so it's literally just like maybe like a 7-minute drive, which is really nice because the other
Okay.
gym I was going to, it was like 25 minutes.
Yep.
And a 25-minute drive is pretty long when you're in prep, when you're tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and also as you mentioned off air, you're in Wisconsin area,
Mhm.
and I'm sure with some of the snowstorms, it
Mhm.
probably motivate yourself to get out, to dust the car off, and go to the gym.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
Talk to us about your training. What is training like? Maybe when you're off season and when you're in season.
Um, I for me, it's always just it's intense. Like I've always been
Okay.
trained from day one to train with intensity. So I lock in, I focus. I like to superset.
Okay.
Um, with Andre, we do a lot of isolation. I mean, a lot of isolation. So a lot
Mm-hmm.
of glute isolation,
Okay.
shoulder isolation, lat isolation, which is something it's a little different because I was used to like a lot of like heavy, heavy weight.
Okay.
But now, with the isolating and just like it's like tempo, a lot of mind and muscle connection.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a different type of intensity, but it's a good type of intensity that my body has been responding to, and I see the growth.
So now, being a bikini competitor, I might be wrong. I would think maybe your rep ranges are a little bit higher because you don't want to put on too much muscle and kind of
hmm
throw proportion out. Or maybe I'm wrong.
It's mid range.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mid range. So it really depends because Andre does change things up from time to time, but um, it's consistently mid range.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like it could be anywhere from usually I'd say typically 12 to 15 sets, but he
Okay.
puts or reps, I'm sorry, 12 to 15 reps, but I'm always being pushed to the 15th rep.
Mm-hmm.
usually 4 sets for each exercise. And then
Okay.
there are some sessions where we, like finish it with burnouts. We'll run the rack,
Oh,
so
geez.
yeah, yeah.
What is your split like?
Um, so training training is 5 days a week.
Straight?
Well, no. So I do
Okay.
have I like to do 5 days straight. Although
Wow. Okay.
Andre has it written to where, there is like a cardio day in the middle, but
Okay.
I like to just get it done, you know. But I have 3 lower body days, 2 upper body days, 1 cardio day, 1 rest day.
Dog butter is healthy peanut butter for your dog with minimal ingredients and no additives. None of the harmful ingredients that can be found in human peanut butter. And we have supplements inside some of our formulas, such as a joint formula, probiotics, pumpkin for digestion. Every purchase supports rescue dogs. We donate a portion of our sales every month to different dog rescues across the country. Dog butter by Paw Power Nutrition.
And is that because your lower half needs more work, or again, I know bikini, it's a little more focused on the bottom, or that's the main reason?
It is, yes. So our focus right now is just filling out the glutes. So just
Okay.
adding more fullness and density to my glutes. Um, my upper body is actually pretty good, but we definitely want to fill that out more too, just to create more of an hourglass.
So how much do you do on hip thrusts? Because I know everybody's doing hip thrusts nowadays, regardless if you're a competitor or not.
Hmm.
And sometimes it scares me. I see novices or like first time in the gym doing 3, 4, 5 plates when they shouldn't be.
Andre doesn't push heavy weights when it comes to hip thrust.
Okay.
So it's a moderate amount of weight. So like yesterday we did 45-pound plates and 25. We stacked it.
Oh, nice.
And it was, we did, it was 12 to 15,
Okay.
but pulsing up.
Got
So
it.
like come
Okay.
up and then pulse. 1, 2, 3, come down. 1,
Oh,
2, 3.
wow.
So I feel a difference with when we come up and we do those pulses.
It's
It's,
constant tension.
yep, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Love that.
You feel the
And
muscles firing up.
you mentioned cardio. What is your piece of equipment of choice, and like for how long?
So it really depends. It can be anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes.
Okay.
But I would say on it, if I had to average it, it'd probably be 45 minutes. It really depends on the season, like if I'm bulking or shredding, whatever.
Yep.
But my body tends to respond pretty well to the stair climber.
Okay.
Um, but every now and then I have to take a break from the stair climber because I'm 43, so my knees start to feel it.
So now, do you do cardio before or after the workout, or is that independent of everything?
After I just knock it all out. I love the idea of fasted cardio, but my body just does not want to get up early enough to do fasted cardio.
Okay.
Hmm.
So when you're in prep, and
Hmm.
let's say you're off a little bit. Now, does your I guess your previous coach, does he modify your food, take up the cardio? Like what area does he focus on? Because people handle things a little bit differently.
Actually, it's been both.
Okay.
So usually it would be cardio. He would adjust cardio, but this last the prep that I did that earned my pro card, there was food adjustments, and it was different
Okay.
because like I was used to like having my carbs and
Uh-huh.
just used to eating tilapia and stuff, but he changed things up and it was different. So I would have to say the prep that earned my pro card, it was a little bit of both. It was cardio and food.
Do
Hmm.
you folks count calories, or is it more just knowing in your head you're gonna have 6 ounces of protein and 3 ounces of carbs, or like how do you guys work the food?
They tell me what to eat and I'll weigh
Okay.
it. Yeah, I don't want to guess. Like just even if tell me what like especially during prep, I don't want to like guess like which protein does my body respond best to or whatever. If you want me to eat tilapia, I'll eat tilapia. If you want me to eat grilled chicken, I'll eat grilled
Okay.
chicken. So like if you tell me what to eat, I'm gonna eat what's planned for me.
Is there a specific carb source that you use, or do you kind of juggle those a little bit?
I keep it very simple in prep and out of prep. My carb sources that I lean towards are jasmine rice
Okay,
and sweet potatoes. But if
that's
I could just
exactly
eat
mine.
white rice all day, every day, I would
Yep.
just do that. Yeah.
What about fats? How are your fats? Do you intake any fats or any external fats
Well, of course, fats that are in my or I'm
in the
sorry,
fish?
oils,
Yep.
with the food. Almond butter,
Okay.
nuts, things like that. I don't eat a lot of I take that. Okay, well, I love avocados,
Okay.
but for me, it's very hard to manage the right portion when it comes to avocados.
Yes.
So
Okay.
I just stick with to what I feel like I like. I'm not gonna overdo.
So as you mentioned earlier, you've got a loving husband and you've got a teenage son. So now when you're eating, are they eating the same? Do you have to now make a second and third meal for them? Or how does that work around the dinner table? Or do you have dinner together?
We do have dinner together.
Okay.
My son, okay, so my son, it really depends on his goals because my
Yep.
son is a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
So yes, my son, he's been wrestling since he was 4.
Okay.
He'll be 17 next month. So he's been wrestling his whole life.
Okay.
And so yes, I'm gonna shout my baby out.
Go
So
for it.
he qualified for state last year.
Wow.
And his goal for this year is to qualify again and place top 5. So he recently said to me, so when he wrestled his junior year, he was 165.
Okay.
And since wrestling season has stopped, I think my son is like 100 and somewhere between 185 to 190. So he
Is it clean though? Okay, he's gonna watch this. I'm gonna ask you: is it clean or is he kind of a little bulky?
both,
Okay.
but he's
Okay.
he's solid. He's dense. Like if you saw him, you'd be like, "Golly, that boy is solid."
Yeah.
So like
Okay.
when he cuts, I'm really like curious to see how much muscle has he put on because he started going back to the gym over the summer.
And
So he told me that he wants to start cutting. So he has been dipping into my prepped food. Um,
okay.
yeah, so he has been eating the chicken, but honestly, what he favors is tilapia and steak. So like if I have
Okay.
steak on my meal plan, I have to push the steak like all the way in the back of the fridge because he will find my steak and he'll eat it. Um, but like tilapia, I'm surprised. Like he really likes tilapia. And then my husband, he he's motivated, so like he's
Okay.
eating prep meals. So like he's packing his meals in the so I just pack bulk portions and then we just weigh it in the morning and package it and out the door we go.
So talking about food, one of the questions that came in, I'm just gonna look for a minute because I have it on the screen here. How
hmm
can you make meal prepping more enjoyable instead of feeling like a chore?
You so for me, I can only speak for myself.
Okay.
I get excited, so I'm just like, oh, my food is gonna be fire, like I can't wait to prep this food. I'm gonna be eating good this week. And I'm visual, so like I like a lot of color. So like
Okay.
I'll put, like red bell peppers, green bell peppers, red onions in my food. Sometimes, I'll get creative. Like sometimes I get bored with eating white rice.
Yeah.
So I'll make like yellow rice or cilantro lemon rice.
Okay.
Um, I love jerk chicken. So like
Love it.
my go-to for prep chicken is jerk chicken. Sometimes I'll make like halal cart, and you just have to get creative and you have to just like get yourself excited, and that's what works for me.
So my wife calls that you're a visual eater.
hmm
And it's did you my son's like that. If it doesn't look good, he will not touch it, regardless of what it is.
Yeah, my meat can't look dead. I have to see the seasoning. My sweet potatoes, like I have to like roast it with cinnamon and like it's got to be
Yes.
a little brown around the like my food has to look cooked. It can't look dead. It has to be colorful. Yeah, otherwise I don't want it.
So you more of a I'm hearing more spices. Do you use sauces or are you more of like a dry spice or rub person?
Dry spice
Okay. And
rub.
is there one specifically? I'm a big adobo person myself, but Is there one for you that you go to, or you kind of just
So I love. There's it's like a red pepper blend. I think it's by Weber. That
okay?
one I really like. And then Mrs. Dash Caribbean citrus. I love that on my seafood.
Okay.
And there is a Sasson seasoning that I like by Badia, but it's the one that has the green top.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to look at that.
I'll send you pictures.
Please, please. Because
Mhm.
again, even though I'm not training for a show right now, I still eat myself. Like I've got a Tupperware of 3, 4, 5 pounds of chicken and
Mhm.
another Tupperware of rice, and I've got a whole bag of sweet potatoes. So yeah, for me, I'm a spice guy, but sometimes it does get old. My wife, God bless her, she
Mhm.
eats like I do, but my son's the opposite. He has to have his pizza and everything else. He's a senior too, but
Mhm.
he's like he doesn't want anything to do with eating healthy and whatnot. He's a typical teenager enjoying life.
Mhm. So does he remind you often that he's not on a diet?
No, no, he's not good with that, but it's basically, what's for dinner? Chicken. Oh, chicken again. Well,
Oh,
today we're
okay.
having steak. Oh. And then I'll say, well, we made pork tonight. Well, we had that last night. No, we had chicken. Well, no, chicken is pork, Dad. Tastes the
Oh,
same
okay.
to me. I'm like, okay, but last night was seasoned. Tonight it's a hibachi sauce or something.
Mhm.
But I can't fight. He's the typical senior with the angst. And I mean, I love him to death, but he's that
Yeah,
typical hormones and everything else.
I hear you. Yeah, because my son is just more so like, I'm not on a diet. I don't have to eat that unless he has a goal. Then he'll eat it.
So is he a pain in the butt though? Will he walk around like eating ice cream and be like, "Huh, mom? Don't
You
you
know
wish?"
what?
No.
No. So I feel like, okay, so because he's a wrestler, um, honestly, I feel like wrestling and bodybuilding have a lot of similarities.
Yes.
So like he knows that like when I'm in prep, he totally respects it. So he never will like flash food in my face. He won't eat in
Okay.
front of me. Um,
Wow, that's good.
Occasionally he'll say like, "Mommy, I know you can't eat this, but do you want some?" You know what I mean?
Okay.
But because he knows, like he understands how self-disciplined you have to be.
Yep.
He's very respectful
Love
of,
it.
yeah, he's very respectful of like my goals when I'm in prep. And he's actually encouraged me from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna throw a big curveball, and hopefully I'm not gonna upset you. Is he
Mhm.
more fearful of you or your husband?
My husband.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right.
And I
Is-
think it's just because I'm mom, I'm nurturing, but dad has that iron fist. Like, what did I say?
Yeah, I know. I could see that.
Yeah.
Does he want to go to nationals and maybe into college, or does he maybe want to go to WWF kind of that route, or has he thought?
He wants to wrestle in college. Like,
Oh wow.
yeah, not WWF, like he wants to keep wrestling on the mat. You
Okay.
know, he's been blessed with some really good coaches. Like, I'm saying top tier coaches.
Yeah.
Like one of the best coaches in our area is Derek Noble. And I mean, like, his son is like a national champ. He's got some national champs on his hands.
Okay.
Like, not high school champs. I'm saying national. Like,
Wow. Okay.
these boys are on the national level. One of his athletes, if you ever have time, want to look up some of these high school wrestlers, Aaron Stewart, like he has college, like Purdue, like
Wow.
Ivy League schools reaching out to him. And I think he's only like a junior in high
Okay.
school now. So like my son has had the opportunity of working with Derek Noble, Ben Askren,
Okay.
like his coach here in town, Oscar Ramos, like he's known Kenny since, a toddler. So
Yeah.
like my son has been blessed with really good coaches. So it's just like it's in his blood. Wrestling is
So
in his blood.
so you guys looking at colleges going through that process now, or
Yes.
is
Yes.
is there anything that he's looking at or has his hopes on, or?
Um, he said he's probably gonna stay in Wisconsin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and I think it's just because he's the only child. And,
Okay.
he wants the college experience. But I think, I don't think he's going to come out and say it, but I think he wants to be close enough to home, but not too close.
Yeah, a couple of hours so that you and your husband can't do the pop in, but still close enough we can come home for the weekend.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love it. Good luck to him. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like a great kid. And
Thank
obviously, you guys
you.
sound like great parents.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And good luck to your son in his senior year.
Thank you. Yes. He just started driving. Yeah, he got a car, and that's his hobby car. So now we very rarely ever see him. So
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. He's too cool for you. Just like mine is too cool for me. Yep.
exactly. Catherine, for maybe you can help out people that are watching this for the first time. Okay.
Hmm.
What is the difference, in your opinion, between like bikini and maybe the wellness division? Or is there a way you can explain that better?
Okay, I'll try to explain it.
Okay.
Friends, just remember, I'm not a prep coach, so this is just my opinion. I'm not a
Sure.
judge, but my understanding is okay. So bikini, they're looking for an hourglass shape.
Okay.
So like the shoulders, the glutes, it should be symmetrical. Um, and when you're in the front pose, it should create like an S, like
Okay.
an S curve. Now, wellness is not symmetrical. Wellness to me, I guess the best way for me to like give a visual would be it's like a pear.
Okay.
So okay, so like bikini, I guess is like a Coke bottle because Coke bottle is like curvy at top, small waist, and then it comes back out like an hourglass.
Yeah. Okay.
And then wellness is more so like a pear where the bottom is heavy, but the top
Okay.
isn't. So like for wellness, do they want developed shoulders? Yes. But
Okay.
they're not looking for the shoulders to be symmetrical to the lower body. So what they look for is the symmetry at the bottom, waist down. So like
Mm-hmm.
the quads, the hamstrings, and the glutes.
Okay.
So that and then and I think that but they still want fullness, but from what I see it seems like wellness is a little bit harder and more detailed than what they look for in bikini because like bikini they don't want like all the details. They
Yep.
don't want to see striations. They don't want to see like your quads out, but like they look for that in wellness, quad development,
Okay.
full hamstring development. So like that's my understanding. And if you look at wellness girls, they have the tiny waist,
Mm-hmm.
super full glutes, really big quads, and full hamstrings, and then bikini is bikini.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I know. I think that was a really good explanation. It helped me tremendously too, because I ask, and sometimes there's comparisons but similar. I guess differences but similarities.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Talk to us about your bikini. Like, how much thought goes into the bikini?
A lot. Because like the color, like all of it matters. The color, like what color complements your skin tone. But you have to
Okay.
think about it like when you're tan. Not like the natural tone, like stage tan. What
Yes.
color is going to complement my stage tan? What color complements my hair? Stoning, like you can overdo it with the stones. Like is it too much sparkle? Is it too flat looking? And then even the material, like there's matte material, shining material,
Okay.
velvet. Velvet is very popular. And then the cut, like um, does the way the bottoms are made, is it going to complement your lower body? And then also too, your upper body, like is it
Yep.
going to complement your shoulders? And then for the small chested girls out there, you
Okay.
gotta stuff, so like all of it matters. The color, the fit, the stoning, a lot goes into just picking out the right suit.
Now, did you have someone helping you, or were you Google searching? Like, how did you educate yourself on this? It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. I'm really big on supporting local businesses.
Okay.
So the lady who has designed my suit is a business owner out of Chicago. Her name is Emma.
Okay.
And the name of her company, please forgive me, is Sparkle BITCH Suits.
It's okay.
Yes.
We're not PC.
Okay, so it's Sparkle Bitch Suits. And I mean, she's amazing. Like she's very detailed. She listens. She's just awesome. And I received so many compliments on my suits. She
Yep.
did my first suit, and then she made the suit for my pro win. I didn't know I was going to win my pro card, but
Yeah.
she designed that suit custom, hand stoned it, everything. Like she
Wow.
takes your measurements, and the bikini is sewn by hand, or like she sews it herself. It's not like
Yeah.
it's just a bikini that she ordered and then she just stoned it. Like all of it is handmade, and it's made with love. Even the lining is like custom. It's just she's really good at what she does.
I've heard some sticker shock. Can I ask you how much your suits have averaged?
Oh, all I'm gonna say is it's not cheap, and
Can we just say high hundreds? Maybe would it be fair to say high hundreds?
yeah, it's
Okay.
not $50. I can tell you that.
Okay.
But I mean, if you got to make the investment. Like like if you want to be a pro,
Yep.
you have to prepare yourself like a pro. And a pro is not going to step on the stage wearing a $50 bikini.
Agreed.
Yeah, like a pro when she steps. Well, I mean, like when you look at the pros, the Olympians, like everything with their presence is just jaw dropping.
Yes.
And as an amateur, or whether you're just a competitor who likes to do regional shows, or a competitor who's working towards your pro card, you have to get into that pro mindset.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
And sometimes people forget that when you're competitive, regardless of male or female, you just spend thousands of dollars on your food, supplements, proteins, whatever else. Don't
Yeah,
skimp on the bathing suit. If you just went in thousands of dollars, dropped out of the couple of hundred, whatever it is, and finish
yeah,
the package completely.
yeah. There's some things you can't cut corners on. Like um, as a bikini competitor, I've learned you cannot cut corners on your tan.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just can't. You can't cut, because if your tan is not right, it is not going to properly display all of the hard work
Of
that
course.
you prepared for the stage.
Yep.
So you can't cut corners with your tan. You can't cut corners with your makeup. You can't cut corners with your bikini. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot cut corners with posing. Posing is so important. I learned the hard way, because um, I'm like, oh, okay, posing, like I can do this.
Yep.
And posing is not easy, and you cannot win a show just based off of your conditioning and your physique.
Yes.
Like when you want to earn your pro card, they are literally looking for the overall package.
Mm-hmm.
Does she look like a pro? Does she pose like a pro? Does she carry herself like a pro? That's what they look for. So you can't cut corners. You can cut corners on your nails. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like for a female, if you want to go to Walmart and get some press on nails, then you could like cut corners with that. You just can't cut corners on certain things. Like you've already made the investment with your time, and
Yep.
like you said, your food. And so why would you cut corners on your stage presence?
How do you build confidence on the stage, though? Because that you can't really be trained.
That takes time.
Yeah.
It's like for some, there are some competitors where naturally they're confident. I've seen it.
Yeah.
But it takes time. It takes time, and I feel like you have to be aligned with the right people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Your coaches, like they got to believe in you. The posing coach, like should be encouraged. Like all of it matters. So it's a
Definitely.
matter of like you building your confidence and people like believing in you, even though like you can't like be dependent on people, but it's nice to have people in your corner that support you, and like you can tell that they authentically believe
Yes.
in what you're doing.
Catherine, are you looking at shows yet? I know the list has not really, the schedule has not been put out, but are you looking at competing next year, or what's the next show you're thinking?
I would like to compete next year.
Okay.
But right now, I'm just focused on growing and enjoying the balance.
Okay.
Hmm.
And is there a big goal? 3, 5 years, Olympia stage, at least win one show? What's the goal?
Okay, so the first goal is just to level up in my stage presence because
Okay.
pros they pose different.
Mm-hmm.
So like the posing routine that earned my pro card, it was like, a lot of improvement, but there's still room for more improvement. So like during this off season,
Yeah.
I just want to focus on like growing my body and growing um, into more confidence and just working on stage presence. So I do. So my goal for my first pro competition would be
Okay.
first call outs.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That would
It,
that's my goal.
with your current coach now, is he having you work on something specific, upper body, lower body, or is it just an overall body package?
Oh, okay. So specifically filling out the glutes
Okay.
and then, like I said earlier, adding more density to it.
Okay.
And we have been doing more lat exercises
Okay.
to fill my lats out just so that when I'm in my front pose,
Okay.
you see, a more fuller hourglass. And then,
Love it.
we still hit the other body parts, the shoulders and the hamstrings and all
Yeah.
that. So we work every muscle of the body, but we do have certain areas that we are focused on.
Do you have a goal on how many shows you want to do a year, or is it just approach it as it goes?
Um, I would when I try to like plan things, it puts too much pressure on me. So
Okay.
it's just got to be like one thing at a time. So
Okay.
I just want to, yeah. I know for sure. I think I would probably want to compete next year, maybe somewhere between like the spring or the summer, for
Okay.
sure.
Yep.
Um, and then go from there. See how I do after my first pro show. But
So
I
is
think it would be really cool though to work my way towards Masters Olympia.
I know you saw it's in Japan next
Yes,
year. That's
yes.
phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
last year was Romania. This next year will be Japan. I was selfishly hoping there was rumors that they were going to wrap it around Las Vegas, the Olympia in
Hmm.
Las Vegas, but I guess for some people Japan is going to be awesome anyway.
Yeah. I heard Japan, they go all out. My husband was in the Navy and he was stationed in Japan.
Yeah.
And he said Japan is just like a really cool place. Tokyo.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes.
that's where Masters Olympia will be in Tokyo. So yeah.
Catherine, when you look at the different segments of training,
Hmm.
eating, and stepping on stage, which is the hardest?
Stepping on stage.
Okay.
Yeah, because I get nervous.
Is it just all the eyeballs just looking at you?
I just um you know what? I don't even see the eyeballs looking at me because I'm
Yeah.
that nervous.
Okay.
So it's just more so like learning to relax and just like feeling confident in myself.
Yep.
Um, because like I just want to go up there and I want to nail it. And then because I go with the mindset like I just want to nail it, it kind of puts a little too much pressure on me
Yep.
and then it makes me nervous.
On the days of the show when you're backstage, do
Hmm.
you keep to yourself, keep hidden, or are you kind of just mingling with everybody trying to keep stress levels low?
I keep to myself.
Okay.
Um, I, the very first national show that I did, I was kind of like starstruck, like, like watching people and,
Yeah.
like chatty or whatever. But I have learned to just kind of like keep to myself and focus like on me
Yep.
because looking at everybody can be a distraction, because then when you start looking at everyone, what happens? You start comparing yourself like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh, her glutes are bigger, her shoulders are super pumped, and
Yeah.
man, look at the way she's just hitting that front pose, and I just can't. So like when I'm backstage, I got my robe on, and I'm just kind of like in a corner, just trying to do my thing, and then every now and then I might look like a maniac where I'm just like pumping, but I just I try to stay to myself and just try to stay calm.
I love it. Love it. Catherine, we've gone all over this conversation. It's been a pleasure. Is there anything else maybe that we've missed that you want to let people know about you or anything whatsoever?
Um, let's see. I mean, I want to say thank you to like all of my fam, my family and my friends, and just like the people who are really close to me.
Yep.
Because it's been so many times where people have like reached out to me like, hey, do you want to go out to eat, or would you like to come over, and blah 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 blah. And I have declined like so many things, and it always like made me
Yeah.
feel bad. And it was never anything personal, but it was just like, like, oh, I'm tired, or just being in prep, it takes a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
off of you. So I just want to say, like, thank you to like all of my loved ones who have been very patient and understanding over
Yep.
these last 3 years. Like, thank you, Sean, for this
Oh,
opportunity.
my pleasure.
Like, it kind of feel like maybe I've been rambling this whole time. I hope not.
No,
But
I love
like,
it.
just to just for you to reach out and ask me to share my experience, like, that to me was just like, wow, like, me of all people. So I'm just like really humbled with the opportunity, and just grateful for all the people who have shown me so much love and support.
Yep.
Um, so grateful for my husband, because he can only, support me to the best of his ability.
Yeah.
And people don't fully understand the motions that bodybuilding athletes go through
Mm-hmm.
uh, to prep. Prep the food, prep your body, prep your mind. And it comes off as selfish. Like, as a person, I'm not trying to be selfish, but
Yep.
sometimes it seems like I'm being selfish when it's just like, okay, I need a few minutes to myself, just
Mm-hmm.
to, relax my mind. Or, it's been times where like my son has walked in and I'm sitting in the living room eating in the dark, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But it's
Yep.
just like needing that quiet moment.
Definitely.
So just like as I've gone through the motions, sometimes it's been hard for, like my loved ones to understand. But in
Yeah.
spite of, like they still like stayed by my side and tried to understand. And I'm just like, I'm grateful for that.
Love it.
Um, and I feel like I've been blessed with like a lot of like good, positive people. Like,
Does it feel like a dream or is it reality?
um, I feel like probably a dream,
Okay.
because it's still like sometimes it still feels like unreal,
Yeah.
like, wow, like I did this. And I don't try to like get caught up into the title, like
Sure.
IFBB Pro, like I remember after I earned my pro card, I was told like, you need to hurry up and you need to change your Instagram handle. And I waited, like, what?
How long?
Yeah, like I think I probably waited like a week. And then
Okay.
my little cousin. So I have my little cousin Michael. He is a aspiring bodybuilder.
Okay.
So like, and I keep telling him like, you're gonna make your debut. Like, you're gonna make your NPC debut next year.
Yeah.
So like, and I mean like, he looks phenomenal. Like, he used to be just like overweight and just, dealing with his insecurities or whatnot. And everything about him has changed. Mindset has changed, body has changed, eating has changed.
That's awesome.
So like, we keep each other motivated, encouraged. So he reached out to me. He's like, man, he's like, you gotta change your Instagram handle. You gotta change it to something dope. And I'm like, well, what should I change it to? And then he was like, I don't know. You got to figure it out though. You need to put that IFBB Pro in there. So I just kept the same handle that I had, and then just finish it off .IFBB Pro, because I'm just like I don't know how catchy like my handle is supposed to be, but yeah.
If it's any consolation, it's easier to find people
Hmm.
when it's close to their names versus something obscure like Lutzilla or something
Yeah,
whatsoever.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, at the end of the day, like, I'm Catherine, I'm
Yep.
Kathy, I'm mom. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
like, I don't walk around like I'm IFBB Pro, Catherine Vaughn.
Oh
I'm good.
boy.
Yeah, just. But I mean,
Catherine,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
go ahead, please.
Oh no, but I was gonna say, but it's still, like, to earn the title though is a blessing, because I know that there are some people who like go their entire like adulthood lives, like working for that pro card win.
Yes.
And for me, it just like it happened fast, and I kind of thought to myself like when I did Universe when I was prepping, I was like, oh Lord, I'm like, I don't know how many more preps I can do, but please let me earn my pro card before I turn 45. I was like, because I don't think I can do this, you know,
Yeah.
up to 45. And God heard me and He blessed me, and I was like, thank you, Jesus, because you
Like
know,
like you said, now you got to get that call out by 44, 45. That first call out, and heck, let's throw a big W in the column too by 45.
yes, 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 yeah. So I'm like,
So
if I can just get first call out, I'll be happy with that.
love it. Catherine, so speaking of your Instagram, what is your Instagram if people want to follow you?
It is Kathy, and that's CATHEYV
Okay.
for Vaughn dot IFBB Pro.
Love it. Love it. Catherine, it was such an honor. I feel like I know we've been chatting for the last couple of weeks, and it's such
Hmm.
an honor to have you on tonight. I am so excited to follow your journey. Obviously you've got another person, you've already got a great support system.
Thank
Hopefully I
you.
can be part of that as well. But, again, I'd love to have you back, in the near future, talk prep, maybe talk
Yeah,
about the big W you get, the big win. But it's
thank
exciting. It's been
you.
an honor.
Thank you. Oh, and Sean, can I one more shameless plug? I'm
Please
sorry.
give five.
Okay, so to all of my bodybuilding friends in the Midwest area, my prep coach Andre Adams is having a workshop, and it is the Legends Workshop. You guys can find him on Instagram, Andre Adams, but he is having a workshop December 8th, I believe.
Okay.
Ronnie Coleman will be there.
Oh, wow.
Um, Andrea Shaw will be there.
Wow.
And there will be other pros as well. And I believe he has some Olympians that he's been talking to that will be there. So, I mean, this is a great opportunity, especially in the Midwest. We always cry how there's not enough going on for
Hmm.
bodybuilders in the Midwest. So, if you are near Wisconsin, find Andre Adams on Instagram. You can find the flyer on his page, and also Team Adams Prep. That's the team page. So, you can go onto Team Adams Prep. He has a flyer on that page as well. But
Yep.
it's going to be a phenomenal workshop. And there will be training with the Olympians afterwards. So it's going to be a 2-day session.
Okay.
So that's definitely an event that, Midwesters should miss. Midwest bodybuilders, that
So
is.
wait. Take out all those big names. Are you going to be there?
Yes, I will be there. I will be
Okay, that's
there.
the most important. Come on.
But I mean, like, I'm not an Olympian or anything like that, but I will be there. And there will be other pros there as well. Yes.
Love it. Has anybody asked you for autographs yet? Have you gotten to that status?
No, no.
It will come. So if you go to the seminar, like you're saying, don't be surprised. Selfies and all the other good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
so so embrace the stardom.
I'll try.
But Kathy, again, thank you so much. It was obviously a pleasure. Again, kudos to your son. Good
Thank
luck to
you.
him and his future ventures. And obviously, what's what I'm looking for? Respect to your husband. I know people on the police force. Things have been a
Thank
little
you.
hectic the last couple of years. So, appreciate everything he does. And
Hmm.
again, thank you so much. We'll be following you near and far.
Thank you. Oh, and last shout out to Vanya. Thank you, Vanya, for helping me earn my pro card because you definitely leveled up my stage presence. Sorry.
No. They keep coming to you anywhere or anybody else.
And to my suit designer, Emma.
Okay.
Emma, you know what you're doing with that needle and thread and those rhinestones, girl. So thank you. But that's it. I'm sorry, Sean.
No. Wait, one more time. Was it Sparkle Bitch? Was that it?
Okay, so yes. Okay, so here's the official shout out. We're gonna put it all together as one.
All right.
Shout out to Andre Adams, my new prep coach. Shout out to Vanya, my posing coach, because like I said, you leveled up my posing. Shout out to Emma, owner of Sparkle Bitch Suits, because she makes me sparkle. Shout out to my husband for being my #1 sponsor. Shout out to my son for just encouraging me, and just, being the amazing child that he is. Shout out to my sister friends. I don't have to name you all, but you girls know who you are. And last but not least, and most importantly, shout out to God for being the man that he is and bringing me thus far.
Catherine, one more question for you while it's on my mind. Always like to know, you mentioned your food you like to cook. Mm-hmm. What is do you have a cheat meal, cheat food, cheat anything?
Okay, so cheat food wise. So
just nasty, dirty, whatever.
My mom is Filipino.
Oh boy.
Have you ever had Filipino food?
I have not, but I know it's some good stuff.
Filipino food is so amazing. So I would have to say cheat wise. So, okay, there's this beef soup and it's called sinigang. Well, you can put different types of meat in it, but I don't eat pork. Pork is like a luxury meat in the Philippines, a delicacy. Okay. But like I like it with beef. So beef, bok choy, Chinese eggplant, turnip, Chinese long green beans, onion, cabbage.
That doesn't sound dirty though. That sounds like a poke bowl.
No. What makes it dirty is the sodium.
Yeah, but I mean, I was expecting some pizza, some ice cream, waffles, something.
Okay, so like dirty wise though, cookies. Like, and it's bad because like, do you guys have a crumble cookie?
No, but I've seen them. They have them in New York City, which is, those are nasty.
Yeah, so and like one crumble cookie is like 800 calories.
Yeah.
So I can eat like 2 crumble cookies in one setting, or like a bundt cake. Have you had a nothing bundt cake?
Yep.
Yeah, so like a bundt cake. So sweet wise, I would say those are my guilty pleasures.
Okay.
And then food, I can get down with a hamburger and some hamburger, fries, wings.
Specific restaurant or a homemade burger?
I would say homemade. Now I will tell you, okay, my last 2 like off the stage meals that I've had.
Yep.
And it has just been so satisfying. Gyros.
Lamb or what?
Lamb. So
those are good.
There is this spot so after competing at Universe, my friend Desiree and we caught an Uber and we went to New York. And so we had been told to check out Halal Brothers.
Okay.
And when we were thinking that it was a sit down restaurant, right? The cab driver was like, oh yeah, go to Halal, like Halal Brothers, they're real popular. You're going to love it. He's like, you can sit outside and you can eat. So we were like, oh, okay. So we're like looking and we're like, where's this place at? So we find it. Sean, I kid you not. It was a food cart, right? And it was a long line. Like I'm talking about like an amusement park line.
That's how you know it's good though.
Yeah, but I'm like, you know how it is like when after you compete, like you're hungry.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to like you've already been on your feet, like on the stage and stuff like that. So I'm like, Desiree, look, I'm not standing in line for no gyro.
Yeah.
That's the way I felt. So I'm like, we're not doing this. And then so we walk. Let's just go somewhere and let's just get some pancakes, right?
Okay.
Because I do love pancakes. Pancakes are my jam. So we start walking, and it was like hot. And then we walked 2 blocks, and I said, you know what? I'm like, let's just go back to the cart, because that's all she wanted was just
Oh no.
some halal food. So I'm like, she came all the way to New York with me. She's been very supportive. So the least I can do is just take a deep breath and wait in line. So we waited in line, and we had got a bowl which had like, she had chicken, rice, pita, vegetables, and
Yep.
then I had beef, rice, pita, vegetables. And then I said to her, I was like, I'm hungry, I need something to eat now. So I had got a gyro and fries too, right?
Okay.
I took one bite out of that gyro, and I said, I went back to the end of the line and I waited for a second one. That's how good it was.
Wow. Okay.
And then I turned around and I ate that and the fries.
You probably woke up in the morning. You probably looked better after the sodium load and everything.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
that's on. Yeah, I would say that's definitely on my dirty list, because then when you think about the sauce and the bread is satisfying.
So I'm a couple hours. I go to New York every month or two. So I'm sure I'll be hitting you up to remind me again, or I'll have to find it on the podcast, the name of the place again. But
You have to, and if
yeah,
there's a long line, just it's worth the wait.
I'll just sit on a stair somewhere and have my son wait.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. But Catherine, again, it's been an absolute pleasure. I feel like we can go on forever, but let's definitely do this again.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And again, I wish you all the success.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I really enjoyed our conversation, and I would love to be back.
Definitely. And everybody listening, thank you so much. Make sure you drop a comment below. Let us know what you think, and make sure you follow this upcoming star right here. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. All right. Bye.